Hey there, and welcome back to the farm, and welcome back to our channel. As you can see, we are totally upgrading everything though, and it is now August, which is an absolute beautiful month though. I think we are 1 month too late for our harvest, but I wanted to see how it goes. Because right over here, oh, not yet, September. Okay, well, that's a little bit lighthearted, but I want to see how it goes in October though, because hey, it did grow a month longer, so it might be rather profitable for us too, right? But right now, let's build a couple more of these little shit farms over there, right? You know, in other words, what is it? It is a mushroom farm. Yeah, we want to have 2 or 3 more actually. And I think they can nice fit next to one another though. That will be the best thing for me. And I don't mind if they do overlap a little bit though. As long as it is in a healthy way, right? Like this will be nice and realistic though, in my opinion. Right? I think that might not be bad. The issue is though, yeah, that is the issue. So we technically have to do it in this way, and we can snap the grid form pattern. It does that. Not completely though. Oh, this is nice. For this farm, it actually goes in little sectors, though. That is pretty bad. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, something like that, though. Oh, perfect fit. Right over here, we will do the same. Like that. And then the same goes over here. Just like... Ooh, almost though we made a mistake. Just like that. All right, now let's see. I really think this is in a nice, perfect line. It actually is though, so that makes me very happy, of course. Very happy. It's a little bit wonky towards this side. This side is way longer than this one, but man, it is very difficult to do this though, right? Without any real snapping or lines and everything. But so far, so good, I would say. So what we are going to do is we are going to add lots of these to all of this too. Going to be great. All right, before we start giving them water and everything, let's just start the activation, and we want to sell them. Oh boy, yeah, these are the stinky ones, as you can see though. This is just, well, how do we call it? Fertilizer. Let's call it fertilizer with a little bit of sand and then everything. This is the little part that doesn't has the seal of plastic right around it. Everything else, as you can see, is totally sealed up. That means that the air over here comes, and that's why they grow all on this side. Very easy to handle, very easy to cut off, very easy to be a repeat offender though, right, to humanity. And yeah, you know, it's very easy control. Now let's go with this one and activate that one too. So now we have 2 of these, and we have 2 shiitake. Now this is an issue we have to fix, right? Yeah, this might be an issue though. This might be actually too big right now. But let's find out if I can make that turn easy or not. I don't think we can, by the way. First, let's go back. There we go. It should not be too difficult, right? You know, yeah, these are nicely spinning around right now. Everything, all these engines are on. Very nice, very nice. I thought because they are overlapping, by the way. You can clearly see. Yeah, 80,000 liters right now. I'm not sure what the maximum is, but this is absolutely insane, by the way. This is so much water, but then again, we don't have to take care of it all. We can do this too with the other ones. That's the beautiful thing about it, right? You know? Well, let's go and do some hauling here. Oh, yeah, we can do this, though. Not the best thing in the world, but it's doable. No, I'm going to fill them all up, right, you know. All right, the water is taking care of itself right now, though. Everything is filled to 80,000 to 100,000, which is beautiful. I'm going to double check that, though, in a little second, and we are ready for some harvest, though, on our fields. We are definitely going to invest in the coming year in some extra fields. We want to buy the very close laying, you know, like fields like that one over there. In other words, like fields 7, 8, 9, and 10. That will be really, really nice, though. And then we can upgrade from there on and on and on. But first, solar panels. Very important, though, right? Because every month, it's just more and more money that we can earn through it. This is very nice. 119,000 liters. It's a little bit overkill, though. I'm not ashamed to laugh at myself with that. But it's really, really good to do so. Because with that, we don't have to do it non-stop. This little thing right over here. Going to be perfect, though, right? You know, once we, how shall I say, once we do get things flowing and going, you know, with animals and so on, because then we just need it a little bit more often. Technically, we do need this trailer right now. I'll just prepare it. Oh boy, yeah, we do need to get that little thing somewhere else, though, right? You know, it is not a good place for it to store. I cannot wait to get the solar garage, though, and everything. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I want to earn money first right now because I want to block the mushroom farm off a little bit, right? So a little bit less sore on the eyeballs, if you know what I mean. But I'm not sure if I shall do it with big fences. I mean, it is not so ugly to look at, though, but it's not, you know, like the prettiest thing on the farm either. We just have to be a little bit picky or not. And the Massey, one of the first things that are going to be upgraded. Well, if we are going for the farm thing, upgrade, because the more you can store, the better it will be. But now that I think about it, 2 very strong tractors will be the best thing to actually upgrade. And then from there on out, some cultivators that are bigger and everything. It's going to be great, though, I have to say, right? I'm really looking forward to all of this. And I remember the first episode right now when we did go inside of this Massey, and it was really, really interesting. I was a little bit nervous, though, because the game was very intimidating. We had to do quite a bit. And yeah, it is just something else, isn't it? It is just something else. And this is a lot of fun. I remember putting the lines on and everything, like, oh, I better do it perfect and everything like that. That's not fun, right? Let's be honest, guys. That is not a lot of fun if you're just going to do everything on a perfect way. There's no like, oh, no growth or anything like that. And that is what we want. That's what we care about, though. Genuine farming. Genuine experiences. And that's where stories are told. And legends are born. It's a little trippy, though, to do that on this farm, right? On this field. It is tippy indeed. And there we go. Perfect. This is going to be so much fun. Just to go back and forth for once. Chilling. Drinking my Red Bull, though. I wish I had a flavored one, but this one is quite decent. It's the biggest one, though, of the sugar-free line. Let's put the machine straight line. Let's keep them going. Cruise control enabled, of course. Did I place the vehicle there? Peggy did place it there, huh? Oh, but he was like, I don't remember this, though. Yeah, Peggy, can you move it? Yeah, I wanted to keep that for turning around, though, if you don't mind. But now, you know what? Just do your thing, all right? Just do your thing. I will go around the Rosie a little bit. There we go. We're going around the Rosie and then we can just park it wherever we want. We can turn around and do our little thing. The honeybees are busy bees though. Look at that. Remember how dependent we were on that? It's kind of crazy though. Oh, aliens have been around here too, apparently. Making little crop circles. A little bit further. There we go. And then from here, just make a nice little turn. And then we can keep going in circles technically, right? That's a lot of fun too, instead of just drawing lines. One of the most difficult things you can actually do is actually draw a perfect line. Right? Over and over and over and over. And a good artist can do it over and over and over. But a perfect circle? I'm not sure if that is actually possible to do it over and over and over. And technically we should drive the other way around. So that is what we will do after this little line. So Peggy can actually drive next to us then if she wants to later on. Very helpful, very useful. But I think this little field... Nah, if we were at 50%, I would have the illusion though that this little... combine will be capable of carrying all of this, but let's not forget we have 100% bonus yield. So without it, probably, right? With it, no way. No way. Alright, we did send Peggy a text over here, so she can join us up with her tractor, which is very nice. At 99% full. 100% full, awesome sauce. Let's go a little bit back. Let's go. Nice. And there we go. Beep, 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 beep. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Interesting. We can even see, though, like, the trailer. What type it is, of course, you know, and how full it will be. This is not bad, not bad. And this truck, this combine, by the way, has been running for 89 hours and 3 minutes. It's not a lot, though, but in-game it is totally a lot of time, right, you know? And it's an old poke. It's a very reliable old poke, though, so it will be difficult to actually put her down. But I think another farmer, though, would make her very happy one day, you know what I mean? Let's put that one back in. Nice. But I think another farmer will really appreciate, you know, a nice cheap one. Well used, well cared for, no issues at all. Almost pristine condition except the paint job. We even do a little Wunderbaum, you know, in a little nice refreshing tree. We will hang somewhere around here. Picture of me, you know, without the shirt on. I think that will be appreciated. Alright, I wish Peggy would show up though, right, you know, so we can actually store the weed in there, in the trailer, but we can actually roll up to the trailer ourselves. It's going to be great too. Yeah, I think she's actually standing a little bit on the hillside though, so that means we might not be able to actually do it. Oh, there we go. Alrighty then, beautiful. Peggy, I think we are going to change jobs though right now. You can do the other field if you want to, or we can hire someone, and I can actually store, you know, the grain if you want to. Or you can do it, I can do it, everybody can do it. Alrighty, that's beautiful though. I believe you have now the rights to actually store it over there. If not, I will just do it. And I will check your rights on the farm again, because I think you deserve a promotion. Yeah, blind spot, man. That blind spot was dirty though. Ooh. Didn't see that car coming though, right? You know, and with a combine. Ooh, I don't want to be responsible though, huh? Oi, 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 oi. Alright, let's just start the first line over here. Alright, but I think she's ready. Peggy, you cannot? Maybe she can. Look at this though, huh? The fields of gold. How beautiful is this? Absolutely. I like it. I like it very, very much. Peggy can do it. Awesome sauce though. Awesome sauce. Massey, here we are. Really want to get a new one. You know? 95%. I want to get a bigger one. I want someone to be happy with this. But I mean, you know, with this Massey, served us right. 3 years so far. It's going to be difficult though, right? You know, to say goodbye. Kind of grew attached to the old girl. So the thing is though, right, you know, we are right now where we have to make a choice. We do have this mulcher. Right now, as you can see, we have one. And it's a rather small one. Although a perfect job, right? You know what it can do. Loving it. This one is 3 meters. This one is 7 meters. But if we want to upgrade soon anyways, this one is 12.2 meters. Yeah, you know what I mean? This is a beautiful one though for mulching, I have to say. Press fan. Interesting. I'm not sure what that does. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe we can just store it somewhere. That is pretty cool though. And then this one right over here. What can we do? Wheel setup standard design 1. Decide. Oh, not bad. Huh. I do like it. I do like it very much though. But yeah, this is what we do need. 270 horsepower for that one. For this one, 210 horsepower. I think the Challenger is just strong enough. With a small upgrade, it will do it. 35,000. And this one is not so bad either, right? You know, like we have a lot of choices. This one, what we are having right now, the TMC Cancella. Well, the Challenger at this moment has 160 horsepower. So I think if we want to use it, we will have to upgrade it first. 160 horsepower is a good powerful truck. But I will keep it as is. I will keep it as is. We will just have to bite the dust a little bit longer though with a smaller mulcher, but then we can upgrade everything. And I think that is the best thing that we can do. I just have to hold back a little bit though, right, by spending money. Now the thing though is, right, you know, I wanted to do this with the Challenger, but the Challenger doesn't has that 3-point hook right over there. So it's not going to be a lot of use, you know, if we will upgrade it anyways. Now let's do some mulching. I believe we do have a 2-point something increase though. It doesn't mean much though, but it is something. And this is what we do. You can see this is the difference right now, if you don't know. Right over here we do see stubbles. And right over here we don't see stubbles. So the plants that are growing don't have to fight for these little stubbles that are very, very tough though, right? So they can just grow freely. And that will enhance the well, quality of the produce. Keep that in mind, alright, farmers? Well, the farmers do already know. But my fellow digital farmers at this point, maybe in the future though, right? If we have a lot of success, maybe no more digital farming. I would technically love that, by the way, you know, that would be so cool. But anyways, let's go. Let's go, let's go. So here to the right, we are going to actually make a goat field though. I think it is big enough for making goats very, very happy. Although it might be a little bit too big, but I want them to roam around though. I want them to be very happy little goatos. And, you know, they produce happy milk and happy cheese. And by that, I'm a happy farmer too, right? You know, so it's very important to me. You know me by now, right? So yeah, that is our goal that we are going to make. But for that, we do need bigger tractors, bigger tools, and extra land. And we are definitely going to buy the extra land. I have my eyes on some already for quite a while, and we are definitely going to buy it then, you know. But now you know what's coming next though. What is our next big goal? The solar panels have to wait a little bit though, because I want to do more than one thing at a time, and it's going to be great. It's going to be absolutely fantastic though. I'm 100% certain about that. Papa. We could go in the U form though, but I don't know at this point, you know. Just go like this. What we could do is and be a little bit smarter about it too, right? You know, like we could just go and top it from here on, right? And then lower it, and then later on we can just make better turns. Something like the AI likes to do or something, you know what I mean? Kind of weird that the solar panels do register the sunlight a little bit different. I rather see them, you know, all pointing in the same direction. But it is what it is, and I'm fine by what you're doing right now. And from here, I can do an easy turn at this point. Strange little line. Maybe because it did not overlap too much though. Yeah, for all we have done, don't have too much experience with cultivating though, right? Because only your third year in game actually. Think about it. That means that we just had our third harvest. I mean, that's a nice momentum though, right? You know, we'll do a little bit better. Like having more fields, and that is our next goal. Like I said, right, we do need grass. We want them to be happy little fat goats after all, right? You know, creamy milk is creamy cheese, and I'm looking forward to that actually, right? You know, that means it's turning a little bit more green around here too. Makes me happy, makes the valley happy, makes Peggy happy, makes you happy, I hope. And that is my prime destination. And down we go. Oh. Almost. Almost. We don't have to do it this precise, by the way, right? You know, we can just correct it later on. But it's always good to do your best. Very satisfactory, right? Very nice. And I have to say, though, our farm is taking shape. The farmer's market, Peggy. Maybe we should buy that after the goats or before it? What do you think? I mean, that is a difficult question, though, if you think about it, right? Because it will spruce up the farm a little bit more than what we have right now at this very moment. But, you know, at the same time, do we need it at the moment right now? Because I am certain if we bury it, we will have some issues, though, because we will do some decorating and everything will be slower then, you know what I mean? You know what? Peggy kind of texted me right now, though, and she says first the goats, because then the farmer tourists can come. That's quite cool, though. There are a lot of people that are going to farms to actually work there for a day, you know, or maybe help out a little bit to get a farmer's experience. Not just that, you can pet the goats, man, you know, like you can climb over it. We can put some you know, some chairs here and some stuff the goats can jump on and people can sit on, right? You know, please watch out before you sit down. You know, you don't want to have chocolate stained, you know, trousers or anything like that. And then, you know, the kids have something to pet. It's going to be great. I love it. You know, they can pet a chicken. All I care. They are very, very playful. By the way, chickens do love that, by the way. That's my experience, at least. We had a chicken that was always following around, though, right? You know? Was one of the humans, you know what I mean, though? Whoppa. There we go. Ah, yeah. Farmer Ben needs some help on his field. One of the fields that I really want to buy, though, right? You know, we are going to turn it into a grass machine for our goats and probably other animals in the near future, too. Look at this Corona, though, huh? Beautiful machine. Let's just drive over the grass and bale them up. Beautiful field to do this work, by the way, I have to say. Let's go and lower it. What? You need to unfold? I thought I had that, though. There we go. It was just a little bit low with the unfolding. Now we just have to follow it up, though. It is a dual chamber, if I'm not mistaken. That means that we can actually ride further if it's full, which is absolutely fantastic. And it just, oops, another one right out, though. I mean, how cool is that, though? How cool is that? With the other ones, we just have to wait until it is full. And then it drops one. By the way, let's activate the auto drop. And then, you know, it drops the other one. And then you can wait until it is totally dropped out. And then you can move on. Or else you are missing a whole lot of hay. Look at that. Just one line. Already 8%, 9%. How cool is that, though? I love this job, man. It is just so straightforward. It is satisfying. And there we go, right? You know, it's like you eating too much of food that doesn't settle well with you. And it's just a little bit sticky, you know what I mean? It doesn't want to come out. It doesn't want... It's nice and cozy. It's nice and warm. You know? Doesn't have to pay rent before, so why should it pay now? And it doesn't want to get out. That's this right now. Slowly on. The more you press, the more it gets out. It is very satisfying, though, to see it actually come out as a bale. Very cool. Very satisfying. And there we go. It is full. As you can see, we are still picking up newer ones. And there we go. A new one is being made and that one is still being dropped. I love this though. I love this. Now we have to be careful. Because we don't want to drop it outside of the field, right? Farmer Ben has too much work in the next round on his field. If that will be the case. And before that one is actually completely dropped, we're already around 50% right now. 50% for the next bale. And the other one you can already see coming out too. I mean, that is some nice technology behind this Corona, right? By the way, it means crown, for those that don't know. And there's a little symbol of crown too. Big pack. I mean, the more you know, right? The more you know, the more the world makes sense. And then something happens and nothing makes sense anymore. Like the way how I started to turn around here. Hoppa. Well, I'm going to wrap this mission up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay happy, stay healthy, and don't forget to subscribe. And have a wonderful time, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. Bye-bye.